Game 2 between the Warriors and the Rockets was brutal. Toyota Center turned into a pressure cooker.
And a turnover now. Green on the run, rises high and throws it down. Jalen Green with a highlight of the night.
As we saw 80s-style basketball in 2025, a G League Ignite turned flamethrower, a first-quarter exit that threw gasoline on an already burning fire. The following is a full breakdown of every gambit, counterpunch, and curveball that made this Game 2 a must-see masterpiece. All right, GOATs, today we've got an awesome sponsor, Prize Picks, the ultimate destination for daily fantasy sports. If you think you know ball and want to turn your pocket change into serious cash, then Prize Picks has you covered. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players, decide if they are going to have more or less on their projected stats, and boom, you're basically a sports stockbroker without the boring spreadsheets. And it's not just basketball. You can bet on baseball, MMA, golf. Heck, if they had competitive thumb wrestling, I'm sure they'd have that too. Sign up today at prizepicks.com or use code GOATED when you deposit $10. Play your first $5 and Prize Picks will hand you $50 instantly. Whether you win or lose, let's get paid. With home court advantage stolen in Game 1, the Rockets came into Game 2 with a sense of desperation. Spacing and ball security were the main points Coach Udoka wanted emphasized coming into this game. Right from the jump, Thompson was face guarding Steph as Pods tried to set a screen to bust the coverage. Dylan Brooks camped at the nail, in complete disregard of Draymond.
Start Van Vliet was on Draymond Green. They got the switch to get Jimmy Butler into that matchup.
With Moody on an island, Jalen Green's first step drew help in the paint, and Amon's baseline cut was the release valve.
Game 1, Green to Thompson to the rim, and he is able to get it to roll down.
The intensity in the playoffs is just chef's kiss, and Fred disrupting the fast break on a 2-on-1 is why we love this time of year.
Now to Moses Moody into Van Vliet, who ties him up and fouls him.
After Game 1, Coach Udoka wanted Jalen to be more aggressive, and the kid said, "Say no more."
As Jalen Green pulls up, the 3 is good.
And on the other end, he was haunting ball handlers at the point of attack. Amon was still the primary on Curry, but he died on the Moody screen, and that was all the chef needed.
On the cuts.
Here's Curry, comes around the screen, buries the 3.
Well, that's the one screen they're not going to switch.
This series has been physical, and it will continue to be physical.
And then we have Thompson and Draymond Green getting tied up with one another. Bodies go flying.
Draymond just swung through with his right hand on Dylan Brooks.
The Rockets were emphasizing getting up the court fast, and before Golden State's defense could get organized, Dylan went deep into his bag.
Brooks on Butler, turns around, fades along that baseline and scores.
Good to see Dylan going. That's important.
Jalen kept putting pressure on the rim, and his release valve kept up his end of the deal.
Rockets want to push. Both teams great in transition. Green drops it off. Thompson with a two-handed jam.
After setting the back screen, Steph came off the pin down, and Fred's first priority was to help, then recover to Draymond in the corner. Jalen Green had 2 assists in Game 1, but just over 4 minutes into Game 2, and he had already secured his 3rd assist of the game.
Draymond Green. Green on Green inside the Şengün. He is a beast inside.
With Steph drawing 2 off the ball screen, GP2's touch pass to the left corner discombobulated the Rockets' defense. And off the Şengün handoff, Jalen had already doubled his assist total from Game 1.
Driving kick, quarter 3, Tari Eason.
Take what the defense gives you. Houston really struggled with that in Game 1.
The Rockets made sure that Steph saw multiple bodies every time down the court.
Şengün knocks it out of Curry's hands.
And Coach Kerr was complaining to the refs about the Rockets grabbing Steph over and over again.
Read his lips there, at least some of them. Every play they're grabbing Curry.
But the Rockets kept poking and pushing Steph to his limit on every possession.
Having and holding Curry on every possession.
Making it tough on Curry. Jalen Green knocks the ball out of his hands, forces a jump ball. And Curry not wanting to give up that basketball.
This is exactly what Coach Udoka wanted.
Hey, keep playing through the contact, physicality. Don't worry, they're not going to call anything, play through it. Don't get caught up in that. Keep the turnovers low, keep them out of transition, we're good.
Houston then ran this high pick and roll to stretch the Dubs' defense, but that option off the dunker spot kept being a thorn in the Warriors' side.
As these two teams have met a lot, Şengün, no look to
and off the Sengun ball screen, Jalen's change of direction left post in the dust.
Oh my goodness!
Jalen Green!
Yes, Jalen seeing the rim again. His confidence is starting to grow.
Every Steph 3 had multiple bodies contesting it, so he had to adjust and start going for twos in tight spaces.
Lose your rhythm a little bit.
Great call, Curry.
Unfortunately, Jimmy suffered a pretty brutal fall.
And that one, oh, look out. Wow, Butler goes down hard. Thompson comes underneath Butler. He was bumped as well, and Jimmy Butler's legs went right out from under him, straight contact on the floor. Butler is going to the bench now, and he is limping badly. He's going to be going to the locker room.
And we got our first Kuminga sighting of the series right as the first quarter was about to expire. 28-18, an early 10-point lead for Houston to start. To kick off the second, Dillon Brooks got the Draymond switch out of drop and immediately went to work.
Working on Draymond Green. Throws up a very difficult shot.
And the game was still physical enough to make a rugby coach proud.
I think Steven Adams just got fouled.
No, they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Dillon Brooks.
It's safe to say this lineup was not on Coach Kerr's Game 2 bingo card. And with no Steph or Butler on the floor, the Warriors' offense looked worse than pickup at the park. Fred's little shove on Dre forced Buddy to commit to the switch, and Sengun feasted on the mismatch.
Now backs in on Hield, rolling through the lane and gets it to go. His second make, biggest lead for Houston.
Houston sniffed out every mismatch as the Sultan of spin moves spun his way to glory.
Starting five for them. Excellent move. Up with Sengun. And some flexing for the fans.
With Draymond coming off the inverted pick and pop, Steven Adams' presence was the difference between an on-target and an errant pass, and the Rockets kept cooking.
Tari Eason. Another three. He's 5 of 6 from the floor, and he's made both of his threes and is the leading scorer in the gym now with 12.
That was a 12-0 run, a 20-point Rockets lead. And to add insult to injury, Jimmy Butler was officially ruled out.
Yeah, just heard from the Warriors PR staff things getting worse for the Warriors right now. Jimmy Butler with a pelvis contusion will not return to the game tonight.
Losing him would crater the Dubs' hope for a championship push. But now it was Kuminga's turn to step up, and he did so off a corner off-ball screen from Curry.
Yeah, hits a three, drops in the triple there, and you could use Jonathan, who's played well against the Rockets this year.
With all the attention on the stagger screen for Curry, Dre found post on the slot cut, but Jabari Smith Jr.'s insane rotation met him at the apex.
Post to the basket. Oh! Met by Jabari Smith. What a block.
With everything crumbling for the Warriors, Pat Spencer had officially become the number 2 option for Golden State.
Santos, Looney, and Steph, but Pat Spencer has 6 points off the bench.
Houston's playbook on Curry remained the same. Body him, grab him, scratch him. Anything you can do, do it.
Ball on floor, man on floor. These two going at it, and that's love and respect, man. High five. I see you, kid. Keep working.
After the Warriors had cut the lead to 15, Jalen Green tried to throw water on their little spark.
The rest of this game.
Green with the moon ball. What a game he's had so far. 12 points down for Jalen Green.
But the Warriors bench unit kept fanning that flame.
Curry up ahead. Kuminga flying. Kuminga lays it in.
However, Looney's blatant disrespect of Sengun initiated the first bomb of the late second. After that, the game turned into a 3-point fire sale on either side.
Shakes Hield, and Van Vliet's got another answer. And now the all-time three-point king with the ball in his hands. He puts it up. He's fouled. Beg your pardon, not a foul. It goes.
No, you were right.
I thought he was fouled.
No, you were right. He was fouled. Even a few threes, there's no chance for the Warriors to beat him as Steph Curry makes another one.
Home run derby breaking out here at the end of the first half.
With the Rockets holding firm to a 14-point cushion heading into the half. To start the second half, the Warriors were loading up on Sengun. So Amon screened GP2 to give Jalen the wide-open look.
Green and Moody. Foul on the first possession. Now Jalen Green, he's been a big story, and Green knocks down a three. And Coach, he's got 18.
And his two-man game with Alpi kept generating good offense for Houston.
14, Jalen Green. He's got
On the other side of the court, the Warriors came into the third, struggling to score.
Payton, extra pass out to post. Missed another three.
Until Uncle Dre took matters into his own hands.
Draymond open three, and he knocks it down at his first field goal.
Coming out of the sideline out of bounds play, Şengün tried to hedge Steph, which led to a hectic closeout back to the right corner shooter.
Tailbone. Post resets. Makes his first three, his first points.
With all the attention on him, Curry struggled with finishing amongst the trees, leading to a 5-point swing the other way.
Stepping by post. Passes up, the shot comes out to Brooks for three.
Lucky for Dub Nation, Splash Uncle kept doing Splash Uncle things.
Made 1 3 on one end, hits the other from the opposite corner.
After 2 Rockets went with the Steph decoy, Post was left wide open for the Draymond dish. But just when the Dubs were mounting a comeback, Jalen Green came back to torch them again.
Games against Houston this season, Jalen Green banks it in.
And that's why you want to see the ball go through the hole for Jalen Green.
The Rockets' unrelenting ball pressure on Steph was giving Coach Kerr migraine after migraine.
76-73, they blitz Curry. They nearly turn him over. They do turn him over. Eason splits two. Goes right at Looney and flips it in.
And those unforced turnovers were not helping either.
And that's going to be off Curry. Good hands by the Rockets. And it'll be Houston ball.
With Adams soft doubling Steph, Looney gave the Dubs some life.
As Looney gets to the basket, here come the Warriors, and Ime Udoka starting to feel that a little bit. Timeout Rockets.
And a Steph bomb off the split action added to that effort.
Looking for Curry. Santos finds him. Curry hits.
But Houston had an answer for everything the Warriors were throwing at them.
And a turnover now. Green on the run, rises high and throws it down. Jalen Green with a highlight of the night.
To open the fourth, the Warriors came out aggressively, doubling Şengün, forcing the Rockets into rescue shots.
2 and Brooks in traffic. And Brooks' little turnaround jumper is good.
But these non-Curry minutes were rough, and now with the Butler unavailable to serve, there was no safety net.
Game 3 at Chase Center.
Well, here's the problem. Only 8 turnovers so far tonight for Houston after 17 in game 1.
The good news, their defense was still locked in.
Brooks turned away and a shot clock violation.
But the moment they didn't load up properly on a high pick and roll, Steady Freddy made them pay with the stop and pop.
Van Vliet driving, gets some space, up and over post. Shooter's touch, coach.
There it was.
Meanwhile, Dillon was preaching pace and aggressiveness.
Keep playing fast, keep playing together, keep playing aggressive.
But the Dubs flipped the script. With Curry triple teamed, the weak side cracked open and Post capitalized.
Healed to Quentin Post out of the corner, and Post hits his third three.
And Steph just kept pushing in transition.
Heel finds Moody. Moody in all kind of traffic and able to lay it in.
Udoka had to stop the bleeding, timeout Houston. But the timeout didn't fix anything. Moody set a pin down and Post delivered yet again.
Yet Steph a look here. Working with Draymond. Quentin Post has been hot, and he knocks in another three. So Quentin Post has 12 off the bench.
Even Draymond got a dose of the Rockets' physicality.
Foul on Jalen Green.
And we've said this is a physical game, and it's gotten closer. The physicality has picked up.
They're going to take a look at this, coach, see if it needs to be upgraded to a flagrant. Immediately, Courtney Kirkland indicated that it was a shot above the shoulders, and they're going to
Ime Udoka wants a flop. He's adamant.
Thompson then exploited the space at the nail to stop a 9-0 Warriors burst. But the game was now getting into Draymond Green's head.
And now, Draymond Green was just teed up. As that bucket by Thompson ended the Warriors' 9-0 run.
Draymond Green was not done. He and Fred Van Vliet come together. They're jawing right in front of that Rockets bench. And this is what happened. No punches thrown, but bodies started to come in and pushing and shoving.
Houston's ball pressure was still unrelenting, turning defense into free layups.
As they turn it over, here's Thompson to Jalen Green. 8 straight for Houston. The lead is back to 19.
Coming off a wide pin down from Brooks, Şengün clipped Kuminga on the DHO to give Green the separation he needed to cash in another bomb from the top of the key. But the Dubs hit back. Looney's rim run pulled Şengün inside, and Moody punished the rotation.
An open three, and Moses knocking it down.
But back the other way, it was the Şengün-Thompson two-man dance.
Nice lead by Şengün to Amen Thompson. Second time they've connected. Timeout.
And with 3:40 left, Kerr had seen enough and pulled the plug. With that, the Rockets secured a crucial 109-94 win, tying the series 1-1. Now it's off to the Bay, but all eyes will be on Jimmy Butler's status heading into Game 3.